23 runs in the last 9 overs. The run rate has certainly dipped for India. Shangase to continue. Just yesterday, 2 days ago, the game 188. At the end of 38 overs was the Indian team score, with Harmanpreet Kaur and Deepti Sharma batting together. And that's the time you would have thought that the Indian team would get a much bigger score than 250. And something, Snehal, that Punam Raut, the moment she came in, you felt that there was a different approach. You've seen Mithali also a little bit cautious, unable to get those singles very freely. But you just sense that that approach is there with the Indian team. They know what they need to focus on with every game that they go out there and play.
Absolutely. Like, before the series started, got a chance to speak to Mithali in the press conference. Spoke about what an ideal total would be on a good batting pitch. And she was very clear that to compete with the best in the world, needed to be in excess of 250, in the range of that 270. We saw in the last game, score of 250 wasn't enough. It's about leveling up in that batting department. Australia have set the bar very high. Everyone else needs to almost catch up.
This is very good bowling. Excellent from Shangase. She's happy giving away ones and twos. She's come back strongly after being hit to a boundary 2 overs ago. And that too when you start to restricting a player of Mithali Raj's caliber who plays spin very well. You've definitely done well. There's a long gone now. And that's why Mithali will collect an easy single. This is excellent bowling from Shangase. 87 for 2.
The series is set up so nicely. The first couple of games were won convincingly by first South Africa, then India, then a close third ODI. Almost been waiting to see both batting teams, both batting lineups come to the party, and that's what we saw in the last game. Here again, excellent batting conditions. Opportunity to really flex the batting muscles that each team has. For India, they'll be looking at the batters coming after this: Harmanpreet Kaur, Deepti Sharma, take them through to a good total. South Africa will be looking to this player to upset those plans. Shabnam Ismail has been fantastic in this series. He's been fantastic over the last couple of years. What a performer.
Clearly going back to an attacking bowler, Shabnam Ismail. She had a 4-over spell. Picked up the wicket of Smriti Mandhana. Getting to 150 international wickets. And 2021 has started brilliantly for Shabnam Ismail. In just the 7 games that they've played, of course 3 against Pakistan leading up to the series, this being the 4th game, they're already clocking 14 wickets in the series in the year 2021.
Just got a cover on the boundary. Third man as well for well said Punam Raut. But there is an attempt for that wicket.
She's a wicket-taking bowler, so you got to give that catching position to her in that bowling lineup. Number 2 in the ICC Women's ODI ranking. She started off as 4. She's clocked up. She's gone ahead of Megan Shute from Australia. Jess Jonathan again from Australia, the leading bowler in the ICC rankings. That'll be a boundary. Very rarely do you see Shabnam Ismail pitch the ball up, and that also has a freebie on the middle stump.
That's a strong zone, Raut. She loves these shots where she can bring the bottom hand in and just whip them through that mid-on, mid-wicket area. And with the pace that Ismail has provided, all she had to do was put it in the gap. Good batting from India, good batting from Raut. Change of pace, and it's important really to make sure that they get runs off these overs bowled by South Africa's best bowlers. It's been a while since we saw the ball go to the boundary. Momentum has been shifting slightly towards South Africa. They've just exerted a control on this game. So this is an important little play, an important phase.
.93 for 2.
Women in blue are ready to get back on the field, to take on the mighty Proteas women. And India is ready for this battle. Watch Paytm India versus South Africa Women's ODI series from 7th to 17th March at 9 AM, live on the Star Sports Network.
Just feel Shangase will be bowling out here. She's into her 8th over at the moment. But the manner in which she's been bowling, and the captain is very happy, pushing a fielder towards the boundary. Tumi Sekakune was on the long on region. Now she's come in as Mithali is on strike. And just 2 boundary riders on the onside. Continuing with the same field against Mithali Raj.
You get the feeling, Anjum, that India need to attack Shangase a little more. She's bowled 7 overs now, just conceded 26. She's not the most experienced, not the most consistent. It is a learning curve for her on this tour to India, her 2nd time here. But considering she's up against excellent players of spin,
keep going,
is it harder sometimes to attack a bowler who's inconsistent, because then you can't predict where they're going to bowl?
I won't call her inconsistent, Shangase. I will say that yes, she's bowled a few loose deliveries, couple of full tosses that have been punished, but she's come back strongly. And to bowl to both these batters, let's not forget both Mithali and Punam both play spin very well. So to bowl at both of them, until now just leak away 29 runs, is definitely commendable. I think the opportunity is there from the bowler's perspective and from the captain's perspective too. You can go over the top. There is a vacant field beyond the mid-on and mid-off region. There is a wideish long on which was still open. Not now, as Poonam Raut is up on strike. It's up to the batters. How do they push that fielder back on the boundary? 98 for 2.
Just past the halfway mark with the score just short of 100. And if you want to plot a course to a target in the range of 260, 270, Harmanpreet Kaur is going to be a critical part of that calculation. But India need runs from the other players as well, and that's where I think Radha Yadav's inclusion in this team on debut in ODIs is probably going to help. I expect that she might even bat ahead of Sushma Verma.
Just one over for Shabnim Ismail. Ayabonga Kaka comes back into the attack. Took a very good catch of the bowling of Shangase to dismiss Priya Punya. Radha Yadav just over the right shoulder of Jemimah Rodrigues. Makes her debut today. You think so? She'll bat ahead of Sushma Verma?
I think she could, yes. She showed in the last T20 World Cup that she is handy when it comes to finishing off the innings, can play the big shots. There's no hiding in international cricket.
Played. Very well fielded. Excellent, saving a couple of runs for the team. Shabnim Ismail. Some strokes just tend to stick with you right through your career, using the bowler space. And in contrast, Snehal, not all bowlers bowl. Some strokes just tend to stick with you right through your career, using the bowler space. And in contrast, Snehal, not pace that allows a batter to take it down to the third region.